This is a tutorial series for the HealthWorkBench, and this is the onboarding video. Using the system is simple. First, open the internet browser and input the URL healthworkbench.com, and this will bring up the login page of the application. Input your username and password, and then click on Login. If in case you've forgotten your password, you can click on the Forgot Password to recover your password, then click on Login. After you've logged into the system, the first thing you'll have to do is to set up some basic parameters to customize the system. You can do this from the administration model. As the administrator, you're responsible for setting up the initial parameters of the system. In HealthWorkBench, different functionalities or roles can be assigned to groups, departments, or individuals, depending on the model or access you want them to have. There are several models in the system like the scheduling, the patient management, the case record, investigation, contacts, pharmacy, accounts and billing, and reports, depending on the ones your organization has access to. Now, let's start with the app customization. To customize the application, in the administration model, under the organizational structure, select the organization. This is where you have the basic setup of your organization, so you can edit it to add more functionalities. During the initial setup of the system is where you must have selected the name of your organization and a few other parameters. You cannot just create it here, but you can edit it here to add other functionalities. For example, you can change the logo, you can change the company name, the organization type, HMO, hospital, radiology services, and other information. Also down here is where you add your API keys, like the payment gateway for Flutterwave, Paystack, depending on the one you are using. You can also check this button here, if in your clinic the endorsement and drug dispense is done by one person. Also check this button if you want the doctors to only prescribe the items that are in stock, then you can save your changes. Next, under the Tools section, select the App Customization. This is where you set up most of the drop-down variables in the system. When you click on the drop-down, you'll see a lot of options like you have the blood group, you have gender, ethnicity, genotype, ID types, where all these options appear on the system. This is where you define the selection variables. Note that you don't have to fill everything in one sitting. You can fill most of the vital ones you're likely to start using immediately. After then, as you use the app, you can always come back to add or modify existing ones. Most of the options may come pre-filled, but you can always add or remove any option. The gender, we have the male and female. We have the genotypes here. And then we also have the ID types, which are the ID options you want to make use of in identifying your staff or patients. For example, let's add a different verification method here. Click on Add New. Here you define the name of your ID, let's say PVC. And then if you want to add more, you can click this button, but if you just want to add one, you click on Add. And there we have the PVC here. You can also come back and change the name if you want to. Just to show you this example, let's look at the Add New Stuff window. Here you can see most of the options like the title. You can see the gender, and you can also see the ID types. You can see the PVC that we just created. So depending if you have more titles like a barrister, you can always go back and add a new one. And if you want to make use of a different verification method, you can always go back and add another one. Coming up next, we'll be looking at some of the organizational structures.